If you put everything together, Iran is facing problems at almost every level of World Cup participation. From the national team itself to officials, journalists, and supporters. The biggest issue has been access to the United States. Iran's participation was already clouded by uncertainty after the US-Israel war on Iran earlier this year. For weeks, there were questions about whether the team would even receive visas to enter the United States for matches scheduled in Los Angeles and Seattle.
ببینید همین امروز ما ایمیلی رو به فیفا زدیم و بر صورت خواستیم هر چه زودتر نتیجه رو فیفا ما بگه چه روزی ویزا رو صادر میکنن، چون ما الان در واقع ویزای مولتی هم مکزیک رو نیاز داریم، هم ویزای مولتی خدمتتون عرض شود که امریکا رو. و آخرین صحبتی که داشتیم، جوابی که اونا دادن، اون پروسه اداری احتمال خیلی زیاد تو این هفته انجام میشه.
Eventually, all Iranian players were granted visas roughly 10 days before their opening match. However, that was only the beginning of the controversy. Iran's Football Federation said several key members of its delegation were denied entry into the United States. According to Iranian state-linked media, around 15 officials did not receive visas, including Federation President Mehdi Taj, his deputy, and senior media personnel. US officials stated that all players and necessary support staff had received visas. But Iran argues that several officials essential to the operation of the team were excluded. Iran later formally accused the United States of preventing integral members of its delegation from attending the tournament. The uncertainty surrounding visas and security concerns led to Iran to move its World Cup base out of the United States. The federation negotiated with FIFA to relocate the team's operational headquarters from Arizona to Mexico. The decision was reportedly influenced by both visa uncertainty and a growing feeling inside Iran that the team's exposure to the United States should be kept to a minimum during the ongoing political tensions. As a result, Iran became one of the few teams effectively operating from outside the country, hosting most of the tournament's matches. Just days before the World Cup begins, Iran's Football Federation announced another major problem. The federation said its allocation of match tickets had been withdrawn. Under FIFA rules, every participating federation receives around 8% of tickets for its matches to distribute directly to supporters. Iran says it had already begun selling tickets and many fans had already booked flights, accommodation, and travel plans based on that process. Federation described the move as contrary to the principles of equality among participating nations and warned against political considerations interfering in football. FIFA has not confirmed that tickets were permanently withdrawn, saying instead that it was working with Iranian officials to find a compliant solution that maximizes attendance opportunities for Iranian supporters. The problems extend beyond football officials and fans. The International Sports Press Association, or AIPS, has complained that numerous accredited journalists from Iran have been denied entry visas to cover the tournament. In a letter directly sent to FIFA, IFPS President Gianni Merlo described the situation as a long-standing and unacceptable problem. The organization says multiple journalists who completed FIFA's accreditation process still have not received permission to enter the United States. That has raised concerns about press access and the ability of Iranian media outlets to properly cover their national team at the World Cup. Iranian supporters face perhaps the greatest difficulties of all. Iran is one of several countries affected by US President Donald Trump's enhanced visa restrictions. Iranian citizens are barred from receiving the standard visitors visas that US authorities typically recommend for World Cup supporters. Instead, fans must navigate a more complicated process involving interviews, additional scrutiny, and significantly higher rejection risks. According to BBC analysis, citizens from several World Cup nations face visa rejection rates exceeding 40%, with Iran among the countries most affected by tighter entry policies. Many Iranian supporters therefore face uncertainty even if they possess match tickets and travel plans. Another interesting development emerged when Reuters briefly reported comments attributed to Iran's ambassador to Mexico, suggesting the squad would need to enter and leave the United States on the same day as its matches. Neither FIFA officials or US authorities have publicly confirmed such restrictions. Despite the disputes, FIFA has attempted to reassure Iranian officials. FIFA Secretary General Matthias Hafstorm held talks with Federation President Mehdi Taj after the team arrived in Mexico. FIFA says it will continue working with the Iranian Federation to ensure the team's experience at the World Cup remains positive. However, with visa disputes, denied officials, journalist complaints, fan travel restrictions, the relocation of the team's base camp, and the loss of tickets allocations all occurring before a ball has ever been kicked, Iran has arguably faced more off-field challenges than any other participating nation in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. For more such explainers, subscribe to DawnNews English.